So, I just saw Dr. Dolittle, and it was kind of a surprising movie, honestly. Um, the first surprise was before the movie even started. They played the logo for the big, company that's making it, and it was Universal instead of Disney. Yeah, no, I was shocked because I saw the trailers, so I don't know how I missed it. That it was a Universal movie instead of a Disney one, but I did, and so that was surprising. That was the first surprise. The second surprise is that it kind of gave the whole thing emotional stakes. I watched the Nutcracker in the Four Realms, right? And that was a great movie as an example of how to kind of do emotional stakes without really setting it up properly. Then this movie did a much better job, in my opinion. I thought that they really nailed kind of having an emotional story, like the epic tale of the star-crossed lovers and all that. Not epic, granted. It's just kind of a regular tale. But, nevertheless, I thought it was pretty decent. And, I don't know. So that's like something to praise it for, because it's a big movie about, hey, look what we can do with our special computers. We can make a whole movie with these CG animals. We can animate all these CG animals so well. Look at that. Look at how great our technology is. But then it's also got an actual story that you care about and characters that you like. There's a couple of kid characters, and they mostly don't get in the way, and they're mostly fine, I guess. I guess they were kind of shoehorned in to appeal to kids watching the movie, but and there were definitely a lot of children in the audience, I will tell you that. That is definitely the case. That was the case in my theater. Let's see. In the cast, you've got Robert Downey Jr., and he's playing Dr. Dolittle. He's the title character in this franchise. I found out he was one of the producers on it, actually. So I think this is something he really wanted to make. I think this is like the kind of movie he was excited to do after being in a million Marvel movies. He was like, well, next thing I want to do is I want to go work for Universal and make Dr. Dolittle and do an accent the whole time. And it's not a bad accent. Honestly, there was only like one shot in the whole thing. Just a shot where he wasn't talking. Kind of at the climax in a cave. And that was the one time that I thought, okay, that's the guy who plays Iron Man. That's Tony Stark looking back at me. The reason I was so surprised that it was not a Disney movie and that it was Universal was because I saw Maleficent 2 and I saw Maleficent 1 and the Alice in Wonderland 2, both of those movies. And so I'm just used to kind of a big spectacle effects movie coming from Disney. I hadn't really seen one of those from Universal, or if I did, I didn't remember it. But in any case, let's see. So for the cast, other than Robert Downey Jr., who does a really pretty good job, actually, I really just found myself buying him as Dr. Dolittle, which is a good sign. Characters. There's characters where they're so iconic in their one role, you can never see them as anyone else. And, I guess that wasn't the case. Tom Holland is in this movie. He has a bit part. He plays a dog. I didn't even notice it was him. Honestly, I didn't recognize a lot of the voices in this thing. John Cena is in it as a bear. And he was pretty good. He turned in a solid performance for what that character turned out to be. I feel like they really wrote it with him in mind, actually, because he you know, it's just like a positive guy, basically. You know, it's a little weird. Some of the minor characters, their backstories aren't set up. So then you have like the moment in the middle or the end of the movie where they're like, my dad was right, I'm not a circus animal, or whatever, you know? Or my mom was wrong to tell me to eat greens, because it turned out I didn't need them. So, you know, the lesser characters, the writing is not good for the whole thing, you know? It's got good moments for when they're talking about this love story, for Dr. Dolittle, but it's not perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna say that it was surprisingly good. I was expecting it to be an awful lot worse than it ended up being. I thought the movie was going to be a bit boring, actually, because I thought I wasn't going to care about any of the characters. I thought it was going to be just another huge movie with these huge action scenes and so many moving pieces. But, you know, it really is actually quite a small movie when you think about it. They have maybe 2 or 3 locations, 3 or 4 locations total in the whole movie. I mean, they're well done locations, granted. You know, they're all, you know, pretty different and varied and well designed, and everything looks lived in and all that. And some of them are quite large, actually. Maybe 5 locations, now that I think about it. But they don't have a huge army of characters that are all animated, all fighting each other. So I thought that was a positive thing in this movie. The big climax is not some dumb action scene. It's about, you know, Dr. Dolittle solving a problem like he would, you know? It didn't lose that kind of spark or idea of the original, where it's just about helping animals, really. You know, even the love story takes a back seat to the helping animals and being a good doctor, you know. So, yeah, I mean, just a solid movie, you know. Go and watch it if you like animals, if you have like a nephew or I don't know, maybe if you have kids of your own. I don't know who my viewership really is. If you know a kid and you ask them and they say, oh yeah, I want to go see, you know, Tom Holland play a dog, and I want to see John Cena as a bear, and I want to see this movie, you know, go watch it with them, right? Classic, good times, family movie, you know, just a real fun kind of adventure story. It's got twists and turns, and some of the plot, there was one plot twist where I was like, yep, I saw that coming. But there was another plot twist where I thought someone was dead, or I thought someone wasn't dead. Anyway, there was a character who may or may not have been dead, and I was so convinced that that they didn't reveal that the status of the character, that they lied at the beginning of the movie, I was like, okay, so I guess I'm wrong then. There was one twist I didn't see, there was one twist I did see. As in, I didn't see it because it didn't happen. If that makes any sense. But really, it's just an all-around, it was a good movie. I recommend it. Go see it. And, yeah, that's it.